Hey everyone, welcome back to Football-Oranje, your home of Dutch football. Finland 0, Netherlands 2. Fantastic way to start World Cup 2026 qualifying. I'm here and Abdul is here. The two of us today. Michael, we're back for the next one. We are doing a live stream, so if you're watching live, you know what to do. Drop us a comment in the live stream comments. Or if you were just a bit late for us, then drop us a comment on YouTube itself, and I'm sure we'll get to it and we'll reply to you. What did you think of the game, and what are your thoughts on squad selection, how we're feeling on Koeman this evening? All those things are very welcome on our live stream and much else besides. So, we can see there's some comments live on screen now. We'll flash up some that we might talk about. But yeah, new features on StreamYard, so I thought we'd try that out as well. Abdul, what do you think? Comfortable 2-0 win, right? What more can you ask for?
Yeah, a comfortable 2-win. And this is the result I predicted, by the way, in our previous stream. Yeah, I was expecting the way we played, actually. You know, we pushed from the beginning, try to finish the match from the beginning. And this is exactly what happened, scoring early goals in the 6th minute and the 23rd minute. And then just, kill the match, try to create a chance here and there. We were close to score, actually. We had like maybe 3 serious chances after the 2 goals, but we did not score any. A comfortable win. The players looked very tired, actually, so I really wanted the match to end for them. We cannot ask for more. 2 goals, clean sheet, a comfortable win. But we do have, or at least I do have, some comments about the lineup. Maybe we can talk about that later on.
Yeah, look forward to getting into it all and just putting up some comments that I've had already since we started. It's never in doubt, an easy, boring win, 3 points. John, not so happy with the unleashing of the talent from Koeman, shall we say. We can get into that. Again, being a little bit of a boring, paceless second half. Now, frustratingly, I only watched the second half, but Abdul, you did watch the whole game and you can give us your lowdown on it. I did catch both of the goals, though. I found them online and thought they were quite nice finishes. Nice and controlled game. Got here. The Dumfries and Frimpong getting each other's way. Might be a topic of conversation this evening, Abdul. Let's have a look. Shame for us viewers about the second half being boring. So that word's come up 3 times already. Good to see our usual commenters in our live stream comments. Daryl's here. 4 players on the team, but I don't think Hamburg and Frankie work together. Oh, the midfield might be a nice topic of conversation. And a couple more for now. Still missing a number 9. Of course we are. And Michael here suggesting to try Xavi at 9. But then John instantly disagreeing with that. Another commentator that's always coming on. Solid win. Could have been more good first half tempo. So I must have missed out on this first half. We've had more comments since. We will get them up. Sure. We'll just throw in John's there. Don't forget to smash the like button. Please do give us a like if you are enjoying our live streams.
Thank you, John.
You know, Abdul, hold your thoughts a second. I think it's just do some housekeeping. We're live on YouTube right now. So the best way to support us, more B2, subscribe and like, of course. But we do still have Football-Oranje scarves. I'm going to shout out again in case any of you are thinking about it or didn't even know. Here is one again.
Yeah.
Get your hands on one of these. Bad boys. That's upside down, isn't it? There we go.
Yeah.
There's a link for this, by the way, in the YouTube description if you want to get your hands on one and support it, Football-Oranje. And yep, there are 2 in the background here. It's double-sided scarf. You can choose whichever one you want on display. And thanks those of you as well that are sending us like your pictures of your scarf hung up on that. We really like that. Abdul, I've waited long enough, right? So what do you think?
Well, the second half was kind of boring, I know fans always want to score more goals, want to see an attacking team, but unfortunately, this cannot be the case all the times. We have to consider it's been a very long season for most players. And the season just ended, actually, only a few days ago for some players. Dumfries, for example, just played the Champions League final a few days ago. So it's good to see the team winning without any trouble. I was expecting the team to slow down in the second half. Of course, the comment of the Liverpool fan saying that Gravenberch and Frankie should not be playing together. They do pretty much the same role, and this is exactly what I was thinking. I think it would have been better if it was Frankie, Reinders, and Kluivert, exactly the same way we played against Spain, home and away. But maybe Koeman wanted to see how the trio will play, how the three will play together. I don't think it did work. Maybe we will see a change in the next match. The only bad thing in the first half was actually Van Hecke. I don't know why he seemed not focused. He made a very unnecessary foul actually, and he got a yellow card for it. It was very smart of Koeman to substitute him right of the beginning of the second half. An interesting first half with some attacking football, a very quiet second half, but after all, 3 points, clean sheet for defeating the second best team in the group after Poland. So it was a good result.
Yeah, as we said in the previous show, this is the second most difficult game of the entire group, the other one being Poland away. And it was dealt with so comfortably. I thought Finland had a bit about them with the defensive work, but actually in attack, very little to give there at all. And even at the end, when they had that chance to make it 2-1, I think it was in stoppage time, the crossing from the left, it looked like it was offside in the middle. That the commentator didn't bring it up and it wasn't flagged. So like the thing that could have been a problem, well, it was offside anyway. So it wasn't
looked like
concern.
a clear offside. Yes, it looked like a clear offside. Actually, yes, I agree with you.
The whole of the second half, it looked as though had we needed to score, we would have found the net once or twice, but because we didn't need to, that sharpness wasn't quite there. But also just a little bit unlucky. Like the final ball, it wasn't quite there, but it was all right. I nearly got the prediction right. I was saying that Frankie de Jong would score tonight, but of course he's not a natural born finisher, is he? So he did scuff his shot wide with his left foot.
He almost scored.
He almost scored.
Yeah.
So some nice opportunities. I want to get onto this thing about Frimpong and Dumfries anyway. In the past, we've criticised the fact that they can't play together, but we do want to see it work. And if it can work, then let's keep trying it. And in these games where we should win and this, that. But what did you think? Was it a bit more ineffective this evening?
Oh, it was effective actually, and I think that's why Koeman started with Nathan Ake. He didn't want really a left attack and a left back who attacks also. He wanted at least to secure the back line and give the chance for Dumfries to attack. Dumfries scored a goal. Frimpong was very dangerous. He almost scored the header. Actually, it was saved from the line, the goal line, by the goalkeeper. So it did work very well, and it was obvious that we could have attacked anytime we wanted, and we could have had chances anytime we wanted. And we did actually have few chances, as I mentioned, but we did not score, especially in the second half.
Yeah, fair point. And on the other side, we had Gakpo working hard on the left and getting a nice cross in for Dumfries. Dumfries again getting on the end of something. How can you take him out? He's had criticisms. He doesn't play perfect every game. But this guy is one of the most energetic defenders I've ever seen play football. That added to the fact that he does score goals. He does set them up. So he's got to keep playing it right back.
Yeah, I don't recall when the last time we had a right back who can score many goals for Oranje, actually. Maybe Dumfries is the player with most goals for Oranje as a right back, I'm just thinking about that. I cannot remember.
Someone needs to do some research on that. Or just as like the highest scoring defender.
Yeah, the high scoring right defender, actually, because I know Koeman as a defender scored more than him. But as a right back, as a right back, I think he did score the most goals for Oranje, really. I think it works very well. And I think Koeman knows now that he really needs to depend on Frimpong. Frimpong solved the problem of a right winger. We had a bigger problem in the right winger. We tried Bergwijn, we tried Malen. They did not really work as good as Frimpong. He's very dangerous, very effective, and he can create something out of nothing, really. So, yeah.
I was going to say Van Bronckhorst, by the way, for the a high-scoring defender, high-scoring fullback, obviously being a left-back. But he only
But
scored
he's
6.
left back, yeah.
Yeah. Dumfries has already outscored him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As a right back, I think he's the one with most goals for Oranje. But for left backs, yeah, I think Gio scored the most.
I still want to see Martin back, by the way, as left back. He played so well against Spain, and just think that against a team where you're going to have lots of the ball and opportunities, that him tonight as well would have been useful. But I know that we like to attack down the right side, and that balance is needed on the left side. Therefore, by having Ake or Van de Ven. Yeah, do you agree with that?
Logically, I think Madsen is the third or the fourth option at the moment. Maybe this will improve. Maybe he will be our second option. But I think Van de Ven is the best for the job as a left winger at the moment.
Okay, I mean, he's playing better for Villa. Like he has become their first choice left back over Dina now. Dina being that kind of sensible left back, but Martin's always that more attacking one, so technical, and therefore surpassed him. And actually, Dina's going to leave Villa this summer, so he will be the undisputed left back for a high performing Premier League team next season. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in that squad and maybe becomes a first choice player there. There's been some comments about what we've been saying, and also I believe the question about the long term option for like the striker for the Netherlands. So let's have a chat about that. Someone here saying, where is that long term option? We don't have guys like Van Persie and Huntelaar anymore. We will talk about it, but someone's saying about Omega. By the way, thank you, Dara, for getting your scarf after the video. Get to you as soon as we can. Deliver all over the world, by the way, for those. Thoughts on the right side. Frimpong of movement. Dumfries was lively. Halberg needs to get forward more. Frankie too unselfish. Okay. And thoughts on Van Hecker. Things to learn, says John. This one says that he's the only bad player in the first half. And again, in a reaction to what you were saying, Abdul, Van Hecker was a bit sloppy at times in the ball. Yeah.
But I will go on. Sorry, I will not be harsh on him. He's been playing great with Oranje. He showed a lot against Spain in both matches. He's been doing great, even in the Premier League. Maybe it's just one bad day, he had in this match. So,
there is also, here we are. There's a question about the number 9. What do we do? Do we go for Weghorst and Memphis up front against Malta? But then longer term, someone did mention it. Where is it? About Meerdink. Yeah. That Mega and Meerdink seems to be 2 strikers with the most potential next few years. So I think that Meerdink is still that one, though. And he's not the finished article at all, but you can just see with the goals he's been scored at the end of this season for Abdul Alrifaee that he has potential. The development he's made. He developed a lot when RZ's team won the UEFA Youth League, and then kind of like didn't really break through for most of last season. Then was scoring some goals to the bench, and towards the end, really looked like he could be their first choice striker next season. Anyone else you want to throw into there, Abdul? Do you think Meerdink's the biggest talent we've got up there?
Before we talk about Meerdink, if you allow me to talk about Madsen, I think Madsen is a good option if we want to attack, but defensively he's not as good as he is when he attacks, because I just read this comment and I do remember how he played against Spain. Well, it's not only against Spain. I saw that even in the Premier League. He's a very good player when he attacks, but defensively, he does have some problems. I hope he develops. About number 9, we have Meerdink, Ohio. I really hope that he develops, and we have to see him now in the European competition for under 21. We have 2 more players. I don't know how they will perform in the Premier League. We have Pirro from Leeds United. We have Fleming. Yeah, it's going to be their first year in the Premier League. It will show us. And of course, we have also Omega, the Strasbourg player. So we have like 5 players. I really hope one of them at least will have a breakthrough. so we can have him as a central attacker. It was good that Koeman admitted we have a problem in that position, by the way.
I feel like we've covered so many things in the comments, not talked about all of them. The midfield came up. Let's address that fully then. Someone before the game was saying that they were really excited to see De Jong, Gravenberch, and Reinders. Did it work for you?
It did not really work, and as I said,
what was missing?
We needed an attacker midfielder because exactly what that comment said. This is what I believe also. I believe Gravenberch and Frankie de Jong, they pretty much do the same thing. They play the same role. So it's wrong to play with both of them, you know. One of them should be there with Reinders, and then you put you put an attacking midfielder like Kluivert or any other attacking midfielder. I wanted to see Kluivert from the beginning, actually. But as I said, maybe Koeman wanted to see how the three will play together. Obviously, it did not work that much. I don't think he will do it again when we face a big opponent like Poland, for example, in September.
I think that those kind of comments I have been seeing, which agree with you, Abdul. I think that's a little harsh because Reinders was getting into all those right areas, and I found that their technical ability, the three of them have, was of a very high level indeed. Even just looking at all of where these players play for now, all the teams, like you could reel them off, couldn't you? Liverpool, Man City, Leverkusen, Barcelona.
Yeah,
of course, you say about Memphis, you're like, okay, but everybody else in that starting line would be like, they play for a proper big team.
Don't forget Cook Miners also. He plays for Juventus, so he also plays for a big team. Somebody is mentioning actually Dalinga as well, as an attacker. There are some names, and this is the last season for them to prove themselves before we have the final selection for the World Cup. So we will see.
And you think it'd be very likely one of those strikers can suddenly get into that World Cup squad, but we all know in football it just changes really quick. If Mex Meerdink scores 30 goals for AZ next season, he's in that World Cup squad, isn't he?
No, well, that's a lot of things can change. In 3 months, many things can change. Actually, I'm just hoping to see one of the 5 or 6 strikers we mentioned that can have breakthrough, and we see him as a main striker. Because with the Weghorst or Depay, I don't think we have a very strong attacking force. You cannot play really with teams like France or Spain, with Memphis or with Weghorst. We need somebody who is better, really. Some real number 9.
That does actually bring me back to this midfield conundrum anyway, because we're talking about how fantastic these guys are and that, but why couldn't that work? Why couldn't we've had number 10, blah, blah, blah. But if we're against a top team like a France, for example, you're saying Memphis isn't good enough there, but what about midfield? Do those 3 not then serve a purpose to play when you have less of the ball? You have to make the most of those tight spaces. So Reinders in there as a 10 does work, and Gravenberch next to Frankie de Jong does work as a better screen together. Or would there be room for another midfielder in there instead who plays a slightly different role? I also see Lulu was giving us a wave there. Hi, Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu's there. Well, maybe Stein will prove himself. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
he's a different type of midfielder.
Yeah, maybe Quinton Timber when he comes back next season. Feyenoord seems to be a very promising team next season. They will be playing the Champions League, so maybe we will see some good midfielders. Milambo, for example, Taylor. Taylor was really good lately with Oranje, so we could have some different names. Playing the midfield could be a real challenge in Oranje. We could have so many good midfielders actually.
Indeed, yeah. So many midfielders that can come back in when the fitness is there, and we'll see how they get on throughout next season. Where would you like to go next, Abdul? Where could we talk next in our conversation? I mean, Flecken didn't have a lot to do tonight, but I did think he looks a bit panicked with his kicking.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really blame any player tonight,
No, that's the thing. Yeah, before we carry on, I just want to say that I found this very comfortable this evening. I don't really want to be that critical. But when thinking about those players in those bigger games, I just wondered how you thought he got on, because Verbruggen is that number one choice, isn't he? But Flecken this evening didn't have much to do to kind of prove us like he should be playing ahead of him, or equally not, if that makes sense.
Well, he only made one mistake the entire match when he kicked the ball wrong. But other than that, really, he wasn't tested by the Finland attackers, So I cannot really say anything about him. And not to mention, he's not our main goalkeeper. And yeah, I think he was okay as a second goalkeeper, I think he was okay.
And how about the setup tonight? We were reliant upon Frimpong then for this attacking impetus against Spain. And there wasn't as much reliance on him this evening, because we were trying to move the ball out to the sides to try and get those openings. I'm asking basically your critique of Koeman and the tactics this evening.
I think he was very realistic, and he knew many players were tired. Most of players were tired. That's why he pushed from the beginning of the match, and he got what he wanted: a very early goal at the 6th minute, and then we dominated for like 15 more minutes, scored the second goal, and then the match was in our hands. There wasn't really any threat from Finland. The only thing that concerned us a little was when Van Hecke got a yellow card. I was afraid he could get a red card and this could change the match, but it did not happen. Koeman substituted him, as I said, right from the beginning. Koeman tried to use some other players like Van de Ven to put more attacking effort, which it did actually. We did have more chances, but we did not score from these chances. In general, I think we are all happy with the result.
Yeah. And I think these comments here, it's very much in agreement with what we're saying. So the formula works: conservative, possessive, precise, good, patient game management. And then there weren't any risks taken. So Van Hecke was one of those, came off. They slowed it down towards the end, kept lots of the ball. Yeah, ideal. And very good, strong one-on-one defending as well from Van Dijk. I can think about when he used his shoulder and got the ball back, passed the ball forward. But not only him, the couple of other moments as well, where the ball maybe went over the top, but Netherlands defender was always the winner in that battle. So impressive.
Van Dijk is always a super Dijk, as we call him. Yeah, we always feel safe when he's in the back. Really, he was as solid as a wall. Even De Vrij, when he came, he did close all the gaps. He was very relaxed. He played a very comfortable match. Yeah, it was a perfect night for us as fans of Oranje. And I believe next match will not be that difficult. Of course, Malta is a very lousy team, with all respect to Malta, but we should win that game very easily without trouble. We should finish it from the first half, really.
Let's talk about Malta in just a moment.
Sure.
Some of the comments coming up. So Timber, Taylor, Malambo, none of these guys are above the quality we have. But still, they are young players, other seasons under their belt in the Eredivisie, playing in the Champions League. That's going to push them on, isn't it? Or Europa League, if you're perhaps a Feyenoord fan. We'll have to see how that goes, qualifiers. Yeah, Flecken, so people in agreement, not good on the ball, feels like an accident waiting to happen, not great kicking. So people agree with that, but yeah, put under a little bit of pressure, and his decision-making wasn't as strong.
I wouldn't judge him by one match only, So
yeah, but still, Verbruggen for me is a very strong first-choice goalkeeper at the moment. So yeah, let's talk about Malta. So we had comments talking about already. I mean, we could do a score prediction now, couldn't we? Come on, we're going to win. So how many goals are going to be by Abdul? And as part of that question, how many changes do you think we'll see?
Well, I don't think Nathan Ake is gonna start that match. I mean, my expectations, I expect Van de Ven as a starter, and I think he will keep Virgil and Van Hecke. The midfield, maybe we will see a difference. Maybe we will see the same midfield we had against Spain. Maybe we will see Frankie, Reinders, and Kluivert. The front line, I think it's going to be the same: Frimpong, Depay, and Gakpo. If we score early 2 or 3 goals, then Koeman will make many changes in the team. Yeah, that's how I think it's going to go. As a result, I expect it to end 4-0.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very sensible prediction right there. But we need something a bit crazy, don't we, from Koeman? I wonder if he'll like pull out a few different players that maybe we don't expect. The Kluivert one is an interesting one because it proves what I was saying, that if he does play, that midfield 3 tonight, that's for those more conservative games, isn't it? So it made sense. But you'd like to see perhaps Reinders play a bit deeper next to De Jong, and then a really attacking midfielder play in there instead. Or do we even go a bit more 4-4-2, like does Memphis play behind Weghorst, for example? I can see a case of playing Weghorst because he can occupy defenders and then create some room for some others. But anything goes, doesn't it? Surely we win if we completely change the 11 from this evening. Still got to win.
Yeah, well, Weghorst could be an option for Malta. He's tall. He has
For
good
this
headers.
reason.
Yeah, so maybe he will use him, but I doubt it really. I think it's going to be the same 3 players up front: Gakpo, Depay, Frimpong. I was kind of concerned about Gakpo because he looked really tired in the second half. He completely disappeared. And Koeman substituted him in the 85th minute, but I think he was supposed to be substituted earlier than that, because in the second half, he completely disappeared, really.
It'd be nice to have Noah Lang maybe given a go from the start.
Yeah, if he tried Lang maybe in the second half and tried to rest Gakpo, it could have been better. Yes, indeed.
I can see some comments coming in of predictions for the game: 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, 6 or 7-0. Any more score predictions from people in the live comments? What do you think the score will be? If you're not watching live, let us know down below. I think I'll go for a 6-0 and hope that there are some goals. I thought there'd be some more goals this evening, and there nearly could have been, but it just wasn't quite enough in that final third. And then towards the end, it didn't really matter, did it? Maybe against Malta, when it's 3 or 4-0 anyway, the players will want to entertain the crowd. Of course, in the Euro board, which is exciting. So that someone said in the comments, guarantees Van Dijk a start, doesn't it? Going back to where he used to play, of course.
So do you think if you expect the win will be 6-0, do you expect Memphis to be our top scorer next match?
I think so, yeah. That's the way it's going to happen, isn't it?
He's only like 2 goals now behind Van Persie. So,
I mean, what if he just scores 1 or 2? Like, people are going to be wanting to stay on the pitch, aren't they? They won't want to take him off. And I don't think he's going to get a whole game.
It will be his chance, but I think it's still too early. I think Memphis will be selected the entire qualifiers, So, he will have a chance to play against Malta again, against Lithuania. He could really break this record for Van Persie.
It's such a strange thing, though, isn't it? We all feel a bit odd about the fact that he'll become the top goal scorer, because you look at the names that he's surrounded by and you're like, should he really be the highest goal scorer? But then again, if he has a fantastic World Cup and he lifts the World Cup above his head, then he's got done something right. But there are just better strikers in the history of the Netherlands, his national team.
Well, Van Persie played for almost 10 years for Oranje, or actually more than that. So that explains why he had so many goals. Memphis pretty much played as long as that. He's been playing with Oranje since 2013. So now it's been almost 12 years. It does make sense. While the big names did not play for that long, like Van Basten, for example, Van Nistelrooy, they did not play for that long, unfortunately.
And I think it'll be intact for quite a while, because unless a new striker comes out in the next couple of years for the ranks, they then have to go and score for 10 or 15 years, don't they? So it will stay around for a while.
And not to mention that the games are much more now. We have also the UEFA Nations League, which also Memphis played some games and scored quite a few goals there.
Yeah, people saying about Memphis take hat-trick in the first half and take them off. And also, this is so true. Yeah, more games, more countries now compared to the past, and all these dead rubber qualifying games too. which I think because we're in a smaller group, like it's slightly less of it, but still just the standard of opposition sometimes. We should stop soon, by the way. We've been recording for half an hour, but we're still here and we know that people enjoy the live streams. Any other topics conversation this evening, Abdul?
Sorry?
Any other topics conversation? Anything else you want to talk about?
It's our last match until for this qualifier, and then we will not have any matches until September. And a lot can happen in 3 months, really. From the transfer markets, the Champions League qualifiers, we could see some new talents actually, and we could see also some good players from the Euro under 21, Euro under 19. Which of course we wish Oranje the best in these two competitions. They will be played pretty much at the same time, starting from next week. So we could have many challenges for Koeman. The luxury of selection, he will have so many players to select from. It's a challenge. It's a challenging thing, but it's a good thing as well. And somebody's asking, if you don't mind me reading this. How do you guys think? The problem with the young Oranje, it's always unpredictable. Sometimes you see the team goes all the way to the final, and sometimes you see a very bad performance and the team is just out from the first round. Sometimes, it can go either way. But I expect a lot from this team, really.
I looked at the squads of the other side that are like contenders for the competition. I thought the Netherlands had a decent chance. Like, they have got some high quality players there. But a couple of players are missing, of course, too. Because of injury, Wouter Hoos is now in the squad. I don't think... Or did I hear that he got injured? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure neither, really.
I
need to check the names again. I got confused between the under 19 and under 21,
But what I will say is, because people in the live comments right now, let us know and vote with your fingers and type whether you'd be interested in potentially a live stream after one of the under 21s games. We were actually talking about it, Abdul and I, about doing something like that. Would you be interested? Or should we just stick to doing the senior Netherlands side? We thought maybe about doing it if people were interested, maybe if we got to the knockout rounds and then we do it like recorded after those ones, depending how far we get. There's a first one. Yes. Anybody else?
I'd be down. Wow. Yes, please. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. That's a great support, really.
It's a good start. Yeah. If it gets to the ends, under 21s. Just because of the nature of this competition, it seems a bit of an exciting time. There's some good young players, and it's a nice competition. If they can get to the knockout rounds, then we'll do it. So, what was the result of the first game? Was it? It was just a friendly, wasn't it? They beat Ivory Coast. Was it 3-0?
It was. It was. We scored 3 goals. The competition is gonna start on June 12th. So we still have a few days before it starts. Yep.
Yeah, we'll stick to doing the senior side for the next one against Malta. And we'll see how we go. Like, there have been lots more yeses come up. So
Well, every fan of Oranje, if you don't mind me saying, every fan of Oranje wanted 2 wins, clean sheets, and a good number of goals. I think we did that in the first match. We will pretty much do that in the second match. So it's gonna be the perfect start before the summer break. So I hope it works well, and then we will not have to see Oranje. We will not see Oranje again until September, when the second part of the qualifiers will start.
There was a really random comment there, really random question. I admit I have no context in this at all. Have I missed something?
Loved it. Really. Seriously, I loved it. Yeah. I wish the men's jerseys like that too. Seriously.
What have I missed? Have they done a kit release and I've just not noticed?
It will look awkward if we buy it and wear it. That's the problem.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it does look. Oh no, I thought that was. I thought that was the new men's kit as well. It's not. Is it not?
No, it's not the same jersey. No. It's not the same jersey. The jersey for the ladies' team, the women's team, is Actually, better. I like it more. It has more. How do I say this? More touches in the jersey. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. From what I can see here, like it's got a bit more character to it, hasn't it?
Yeah. See, nice kit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, guys, loving the comments. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments. And yeah, people seem really up for the 21. So let's do it. And thank you for this as well. We also really appreciate when you just coming out to do this. We like we're just here just chatting about it, but we all feel like we're part of this community with all of you that have in this chat. So we should at some point do something a bit different when. Go on, Abdul.
I honestly see the Oranje, the fans of Oranje around the world as just one family. You know, that's why I always call everybody brother when he says something to me on Twitter and I respond to him. It's like a family. I mean, fans from all over the world share this podcast and have their comments. It's really nice. I love that, really.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, you were a viewer once, weren't you? That you were watching Mike and I do it.
Oh, yes, exactly. I was a viewer once. Yeah, I remember my name was written in Arabic in my account, so you did not know how to say my name.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad to be part of this. Really,
there should be a time where we do something like this, and maybe we like introduce some people like in the live stream. Maybe the link goes out, and then people can like join or something, and they can actually verbalize their views. Something that can be in the works. Oh wow! There's all sorts of things coming in.
2004 kit was fantastic. Of course, it depends on the taste. My favorite is 1990 kit. I love it. I still think it's the best.
Oh, that one. No, I wasn't a big fan of that one. The one that was came up in the comments of 2004 one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a fan of that one. I just have.
Which one did you say? The 19.
The 1990 is my favorite one, really. Oh
yeah, do you mean the 88 one?
No, the 1990, not 88. The 1990, it was just pure orange, you know, nothing special about it. But I love
stripe along the shoulders.
Yeah, I just love it. I don't know why. Many people tell me there's nothing special about it, but I love it. Even the away jersey was really nice. It was Adidas, indeed, yes.
When it comes to, we're getting really off topic now, but when it comes to the away kit, what's your favorite color? I think it's black.
Black. I think it's the 2008, actually. It was light blue, you know.
You like the light blue one, do you?
Yeah, that was my favorite, actually. I have it with the Van Nistelrooy name written on the jersey.
So I think I'm the same with any club. Like when they've got a black away kit, I sort of sit up and take notice. And like I think it's because of
the black one was nice as well. Yeah, the black one was nice as well. Yes, indeed. I just have I have bad memories with the black one because in 2002 we had the black one as an away jersey, but we did not qualify. And the second black one was in our worst era between 2015 and 2018. You know. Just one more thing to say about tonight. Sorry, I was kind of worried because I saw what Norway did to Italy yesterday, and I saw how England struggled against Andorra. So I'm glad we learned the lesson from these two teams and we started attacking from the beginning. You know, even the commentator in the match said England should have played the same way. Even Italy, they should have attacked from the beginning. So I'm glad we did that tonight, really.
Yeah, that's a really fair comment. It's good that we have avoided that problem, I guess. And I'm loving all the comments still coming in about all different kits now. Obviously, people can read those on screen and see them. I have been reading them whilst we've been chatting with all different colours. But equally, no one was like, there's no one favorite kit here, and everyone's got their own kind of favorite ones.
Well, yes, some guy says here, I have it with Robin on the back. Yeah, nice. The 2006 jersey was nice as well. The orange one was really nice. Yes.
I need to have a Google of these kits. I can't remember which one was which.
Yeah. Prefer the blue
Well,
away
thank everyone for
jersey.
those. We did an extra 10 minutes. We didn't think we'd do. So good to talk. We're back against Malta anyway after that game. And then after that game against Malta, we won't be going away. Yeah, we'll do some under 21 stuff. You have voted positively in favour of doing some extra there. So we will try. Although now you've got to hope the under 21s do something in the competition, and then we'll be back for those ones too. And then it won't be long, I'm sure, before the new season starts, and we'll be doing a bit of content there too.
Yeah.
So I think we better say goodbye, Abdul.
Yeah. I guess we will meet again in a few days after the match against Malta. And then
everyone better be back for that one.
Yeah, and hopefully if we make it to the second round of the European competition for under 21 and under 19.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, and we should do one more shout out for the scarf. The link is in the YouTube description if you are interested in one. Just want to keep shouting them out because we have still got some stock and they're available everywhere in the world. I think people are going to put off by thinking, oh, it's just in the UK or just in Europe. No, anywhere you want, we can get it to you. And they're lovely as well. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, I'm sure it's getting a bit chilly now, so hope you can get yourself one. Yeah. But we better go and wish everyone a good evening or good morning, wherever you are.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys. You take care.
See you, everyone.
See you guys.